Well, now that's not something we get to see every day. Oh man, a king snake on the road. Start the day today. I've only checked this once before and I remember it looking pretty good. Gotta find the edges and get this thing up. Oh, look at those little guys. Shrews. That's adorable. Should have been a king snake. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, cloudy April day, and we are in the pine forests of North Georgia in search of none other than the northern pine snake. If you're new around here, you probably don't know that that species of snake is the biggest thorn in my side in the state of Georgia, and honestly, in the country. It's by far the snake that I want to see the most and have put the most effort into seeing, without any success, really. And I don't take it too hard on myself because they are an incredibly difficult snake to find around here. But with that being said, the best way to see one of these elusive animals is to just spend a ton of time in their habitat. So that's what we're doing today. We're playing the numbers game, putting back some miles, and hoping to see one of these elusive creatures in the wild in habitat. I feel like this is always a good sign to see when you're out walking around looking for snakes, and you're seeing toads just hopping around in broad daylight. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm guessing this is a Fowler's toad. But he is a little bit American looking, very large, just healthy, good looking toad. You love to see it. Great food source for one of our local favorite snakes, the eastern hognose. So always like to see these guys hopping around. I'll let him go and we'll continue on. All right, that's the third toad I have seen hopping around today. What does it mean? Are we destined to find something cool or just toads? I see now what the toad has led me to. It's Bambi. That's pretty cool. First fawn of the season for me. Hey, buddy. Wow, I did not know what I was looking at for a second there. He just took off and was so girthy because he was puffed up. Very nice. Is that the first snake of the day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? And I'm saying very nice. But hey, that was cool. Nice healthy racer doing its best hognose / indigo impersonation as it tried to get away from me. All right, buddy. I'm sorry I scared you. You scared me a little bit too. I thought you might have been a hognose snake. He's having a little bit of indecision. Well, now that's not something we get to see every day. Oh man, a king snake on the road. I have angered the local dogs with my presence. Well, that's no problem because I am a very happy camper. I guess we're going to be road cruising for a couple hours now. I had just decided that I was going to cruise for a bit because I was sick of hiking around, being hot, finding nothing. And then first pass of road cruising, I find this guy. So we'll get him off the road, get a couple quick shots, and then keep cruising. Maybe we'll see a couple more things. God, what an absolutely fantastic thing to see in the road. We do have a car coming, so we're going to just pick you up and move you over here. That was the pest control guy. Gave me a friendly wave as he drove by and looked at the king snake, but very, very nice. This guy was just kind of sitting in the road, so there's always a chance he could have gotten ran over. Normally when we see kings, they're kind of booking it. This guy was not in any hurry, really. All right, buddy, crawl off. There you go. Keep going. Yes, that way away from the road. Go on, give us a nice classic crawl off into the woods. Seems like he's gonna, oh, there we go. There we go. That slow, deliberate king snake crawl immediately finds a hole. Watch, he's just gonna disappear right here. Oh no, he's coming back out. He thought he found a hole. Yeah, nothing to freak out about, dude. I'm just watching. Just wanted to see where you go. Oh, he's found another hole. Now that one I think he might actually disappear into. Very, very cool. He does not appear to be coming out the other side of that one. Alright guys, well I drove around a couple more hours, saw some lizards, didn't find any more snakes, decided to go get lunch, and now I'm back out doing a little bit more hiking here at the end of the day. I'm just going to kick around here for a little bit longer and then probably dip to flip some tin on the way home. But I'm hoping we can get at least one more snake out of this area today. It's been slow, just the racer and the Kingsnake so far. Alright guys, I'm at our last spot for the day. Just flipped a nice race runner under a rock. These are pretty common here, but actually not very often we get them in hand just because of how fast they are. This guy seemed to be winding down for the evening, which hopefully is what the snakes will also be doing under the tent here. A racer. Hey buddy. It's the first snake of any size I've found in this set. Come here. Hey, what's up? I'm just gonna look under your tent and put you back. Alright, nobody else in here. Just this dude. What's up, buddy? Pretty cooperative racers today, the two we've seen. This guy gave me a little bite on the finger, but it was very gentle. We'll just let him go back. Okay. We'll let him go back in the stack. Actually, let me get a voucher. Alright, I'm feeling a Kingsnake. Never found a Kingsnake in this set, but... Oh, there's a rat snake and a shed, I guess from him. He doesn't look super freshly shed. I wonder if he's got a bit of stuck shed there on his head, because his eye's a little bit blue looking. Very cool though. We're going to assume that's this guy's shed because at least parts of him look very freshly shed and then other parts of him still have a little bit of skin stuck on it. So I'm guessing he just did not have a very good complete shed, but nice looking rat snake either way, very healthy. We'll just gently lower this. Hey buddy. I got you. I was wondering if you were a coach whip for a second. Hey, no mean racers. No mean racer day. All my racers are homies today. Okay, bite yourself. That's cool. Very pretty, healthy snake once again. Just not what we're looking for. Ooh, Tantilla. It's kind of a nice surprise. I don't see a lot of those here. I don't see a lot of them in this county. All right, well, a little bit of a buzzer beater. Decent find here at the end of the day. Nice Tantilla from an area where I really don't see many. This might only be my third or fourth one ever from this whole county, so very cool. All right, everybody, I am out of flips and making my way back to the car. It was a good day, decent numbers, and we had the really nice highlight of that adult eastern kingsnake crossing the road. But otherwise, it really was kind of slow compared to the rest of the days this week that have felt like kind of easy work almost. Not that it has been easy. This is going to be my easy day this week, and I started at 7 a.m. and it's now 7:30 p.m. So still very much a long day, but at least we're not night cruising tonight. So I'm going to go home, relax for a little bit, and we'll get up in the morning and do it again. All right, first herp of the day. We have a box turtle. I've already seen one roadkill today. Very pretty. Look at that guy. Nice to get to this one before another car does. It's not been a super active season for these guys so far, but we're just now getting into when their activity should be peaking here in late April through early June or so. But very nice. Healthy adult box turtle. We'll get him out of the road. Good morning, everybody from rural North Georgia. Today I'm actually exploring a new county that I have spent a little bit of time in, but really haven't spent much dedicated time actually herping in. Like I said, this is a very rural area as far as North Georgia goes. You can just drive dirt roads for miles without seeing a person, car, or house, which is honestly pretty rare these days. There's not a lot of places like this in North Georgia that I haven't spent a lot of time. So I'm excited to get out here and see what the place is like and what kind of snakes are out here. I know there are pine snakes in this area. The locals see them, and there's not a lot of locals to see them. So if you're in an area that's this rural and it still has pine snake observations, it's probably a good sign that they're doing decently well. So that's my hope. We're going to get out into this stuff today and see what we can turn up. Yo. There's a groundhog. What's up, dude? This is the closest I've ever been to a groundhog in my life. This lucky guy just got straddled. We'll get him out of the road. We're on a kind of windy mountain road right now, so not a safe place to linger. Jeez, the wind today sucks. What is this, a painted turtle? What is a painted turtle? What are you doing in the road, dude? Not moving around very effectively. Wow, that's a pretty turtle, though. Look at him. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful. We'll get him out of the road. There's a nice pond right here, so not really a surprising place to see one of these guys. All right, here you go, dude or dudette. Stay out of the road. This is pretty neat. Here's a slider trying to dig a nest on the side of the road, right next to somebody's house. There was actually a crow sitting here. I don't know if he flew away, but there was a crow sitting here waiting for this thing to lay eggs so it could eat them, which is pretty crazy. That the crow recognizes what's happening here and is trying to take advantage of it, but very cool. I would try to dissuade this lady from laying eggs right here, but she could just be doing a test nest either way. No way we just cruised another king snake. Are you kidding? Okay, he's leaving. We have to go get him. Oh my goodness. Thought I might have heard something else over here. Heck yeah. Second live king snake on the road this week. That's crazy. This one's not as pretty as the one earlier this week, but it's definitely not a bad looking snake, very healthy. I'm guessing that these are males that we're seeing just out looking for females since it's breeding season. All right, buddy is off the road in the direction that he was originally headed. Here you go, dude. Carry on. He lives in some pretty pine snaky looking habitat, very un-king snaky and very pine snaky. Not that I'm disappointed to have king snakes as bycatch. That's about as good as it gets when it comes to bycatch, in my opinion. One of my favorite snakes, as you all know. Just not what we're exactly looking for today, and that's fine. We'll just leave that guy to his foraging or looking for a mate or whatever it is he's up to today. Oh, and I think it's probably worth noting it's 3:40 in the afternoon, and it's our first snake of the day. I did see a DOR copperhead and DOR king snake, but I think both of those were hit yesterday rather than today. So day cruising is not a very easy way to find snakes in North Georgia. Some places it's the easiest way to find snakes, but here it's definitely the hardest. You'd have much better luck night cruising, flipping tin, or even wandering around in the woods if you just want to see a snake. This is a brutal way to spend your time. And we've gotten lucky this episode so far, and it's paid off with a couple of king snakes, but normally it is not this productive. That's a big lizard in the road. Well, don't ask me how I did it, but I managed to catch him. There was a car coming and I wanted more video, so I just bum rushed him and was able to grab him as he got across the road and tried to go up the embankment on the other side. Oh my god, I'm gonna get bit by this thing. I'm scared. It actually is not super often we get hands on big broadheads like this, especially when they've got their breeding coloration like this. Their colors really flare up during the summer months and later in the spring. And of course, a lot of the broadheads we actually catch are super early season, under 10 or under tree bark or something like that. And you can see from the head on why these guys are called broadheads. They just get that big gnarly jaw musculature, especially males. Females a lot less so. But this guy is a big male. He's in his prime. And I had somebody say on my Great Plains skink video that broadheads are way bigger, and I just don't buy that. I mean, this is a normal-sized Great Plains skink, if not a kind of small one. But in terms of broadheads, I mean, this is about as average as I catch. I'm sure there's bigger ones out there, but the average Great Plains skink I've seen is definitely way larger. All right. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. There you go. Stay out of the road. It is a snake. I was wondering if it was actually a snake. It's a little rat snake. That is a weird-sized rat snake to see during the day and a weird-sized rat snake to see this time of year. I came around this corner going like 35, and then suddenly there was just a snake. But I slid pretty far past this snake before the car finally stopped and I was able to run back. I thought it was going to be a baby racer and just disappear, but thankfully it was a rat snake and he has not gone anywhere. This particular size class of rat snake we usually see after dark. Not very common to see them diurnally active. In fact, I've only seen it a couple times ever, really, to see these little guys broad daylight like this. You can see this one's got some spunk. What's up, dude? A pretty little snake. Dude, the attitude. I guess you gotta have a little attitude when you're this small and you're crawling around during the day when the birds can eat you. At least at nighttime, there's only owls to worry about, but this guy's small enough, he has to worry about crows and basically everything bigger than a mockingbird. All right, buddy. I also just saw a racer a few minutes ago, so we've got a nice little evening reptile window. We haven't seen that much, but we've seen more in the last hour and a half to 2 hours than we have the whole day prior. This guy, he just wants to beef with me now. I'm trying to let him go. No beef. There you go. Go use your energy on something better. All right, guys, I'm stopping to flip a couple rocks real quick, but I am probably going to wrap up soon, mostly because Marshall is going to be home from Japan for a couple weeks. He's getting back tonight, so I'm going to go hang out with my brother for the first time in a couple months since I last saw him. But it has been a pretty good day, and I do have a little bit more cruising to get home, so maybe we'll see some more stuff. But really a decent couple of days of road cruising. If I don't see anything else, I will wrap this up here. This is going to be one of those rare instances where a day of looking for pine snakes is actually incorporated in a video, actually 2 days. Because most days I'm out targeting pines, I don't see anything. So I'm definitely very thankful for how the last couple outings have gone, even though we didn't get our target. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time where hopefully we'll actually get a pine.